decorated.
Okay, thank you very much. Our PP Florence, I have a very interesting presentation for us, so I'm going to put it on. Let me just take 2 minutes to welcome everyone that has joined us. I will recognize you as soon as we're done individually, but you are welcome and thanks for joining. I can see people from different districts, District 9140 or 42. Thank you very much for joining. So PP Flo, you take the floor. Today we are going to be talking about farming, and farming has become the major, one of the aspects of our life that we need to deal with to be able to sort out the hunger in the land. So PP Flo, I just found out, is a farmer, and she has graciously agreed to share her experiences with us. Her experiences with us. So I'm sharing her slide now. So PP Flo, you have the floor. You have 10 minutes.
Okay. Oh, thank you, my president. Fellow Rotarians, guests, and friends, I want to appreciate my president for giving me the opportunity to speak, even though she called me out of, out of the blue. In less than 10 minutes, I have to come up with something. But it's just a kind of my journey so far. I became a farmer, not by accident. I come from the village. Despite all the education, I'm from the village. My town is Adobe State, and it's been wonderful. And I want to enjoin all of us that despite our soul life in Lagos and wherever in the city, we need to go back home. No matter the little you can do, you can turn your environment around with this economic way of living. We need to have another source of income anyway. The reality of COVID-19 has showed that one source of income can't do us. One. Two, we need our source of food to be increased, and then we know how to go about it. A lot of us wants to go into farming. What exactly do we need? We need to know that one. What kind of crops are we looking at is key. How long you want to stay there is that. So my slides today is just to show you a little bit of what I have experienced in the last couple of years that I've started. Currently, I have a farm of about how many acres now? About 4, 5, 6 acres, hectare. The one that is bigger than hectare, and growing different kind of crops. Now, I try to show in my second slide the farming system. You have the traditional one, which all of us know, which is not sustainable, except for to feed your nuclear family, which is what obtained in many of the the villages that we have and where we come from. You have the semi-commercial system, you have the commercial system, and the different type of cropping system that you want to go into, whether it's mixed or hybrid. And that's where, next slide please, you will see that the modern day farmer is different from the traditional one. I show you the typical one that is a small parcel of land, maybe beside the house or behind the house, or they have one, one plot or 2 plots or 1 acre of land, which sometimes by the time they finish, planting the maize and the little other things around it, can hardly sustain them after the rigorous work they would have done to cultivate that, that product. And you find that is very stressful. And that's why you see somebody your age in the village is looking like your grandpa and grandma. Now, what do you do if you want to go into mechanized farming? Next slide, please. The 21st century farmer, we need a lot of equipment, but essentially you need a lot of education. And when I say education, I say it must be very educated. It is not about going to school, but it is going to school at the same time. The school of farming. There are so many schools that you need to attend, or online training, especially for us. I want to let you know that the way the economy is going in Nigeria, you have to understand that a lot of people that are being laid off now, they are coming into the basic thing of everyday selling that we are doing now. If you're an entrepreneur and you still remain that I want to sell clothes just like that, you won't sell. I have a committee of women who are entrepreneurs. And one told me, Faye, I'm not selling anything. I said, because you still want to sell to me, I won't buy from you. I've been buying from you for years. You need a new market and you need to go into it. And you have to show me the niche that you have where I will buy from you. And that's the same thing that applies to a farmer. You see, Dangote comes around. There is a Dangote factory near my place there in, what do you call it, in somewhere in US South there. But my people does not realize that, having Dangote there, the value chain that it can get for them, in the sense that they can all come together and be a one force. By the time they produce the cassava, it can be turned to ethanol. We have a lot of industries there in Agbara Industrial Estate. My people do not realize the power they have and how they can, turn whatever they do, the product, and turn it to, something that all those people producing cereals and all the rest can buy from them. But with education, they can understand the power they have as a group, coming together, doing market sharing and understanding that, look, we have to take our market share. They'll be able to get better value and money for their produce. They can acquire bigger land together than any individual if you want to do it as an individual. Even now in Nigeria, there are different startups that you can buy into as an individual as I'm talking to you. And I can share that on the platform. There are a lot of farms in Nigeria now. And you can own like 10 acres and you just pay for it. And every 4 months, you get your money. There are some that you do for 1.2 million, 1.3 million. I'm telling you, you get income from it every 4 months. And you see, in 2 years' time, you would have gotten back your investment. And 8 years down the line, you are getting your profits. So there are so many ways that you need to be educated. I understand. What kind of crops do I even want to do? What kind of seedling do I need to do? Enhanced seedling and all the rest. So many things. And then machinery is key too. If you want your product to come out better, there's certain things you need to use. There's certain, and then hiring farm hands. They are not in my father's category again. There are educated agriculturists now. We have students who have grown through things and are going. IITA in Ibadan too is helping a lot. So when I say educated, is you reaching out, joining farming association, understanding what is going on, and be able to tap into it. That is key too. Training is key. You have to consistently train yourself, and you have to. That's why joining association, maybe through a farmer association or cooperatives, that will help you to know what is going on, how banks are affecting you, how you can get fertilizers, where you can get it, the market share that you people can take, who are the off-takers. These are key for you. So if you want to grow, what are the challenges? A lot. As of 2018, the Minister of Agriculture, and Shifa Odogbe, mentioned that 30 to 40% of our produce are wasted because there is no, what do you call it? No way to save and to conserve some of these produce. You will notice that in the market, sometimes you see a lot of potato and all the perishable goods, especially tomatoes and all the rest. And they get spoiled. And those people are just, they come and buy. Then at one time it will go. Because we don't have a preserving measure or, things to preserve this item for a long time. So there is need for somebody to come into that market and know that, look, don't worry, just bring your produce, we save it for you, but consistently, you see that then it will even stabilize the market. But the Nigerian government and the people need to look at that. So farming doesn't have to be you being the farmer in the market. Look at the niche you want to come into. That's why we're talking about modernization and mechanization. Look at lack of information and all. No, please go back to that slide. You need to know there is a lot of poor infrastructure in terms of, facilities, inadequate, this thing that discourages potential local foreign this thing too. You see, many of us want to export our products. They don't meet international standard. Now, I can tell you for a fact that it's the Lebanese that are taking ugu and all our leaves to America and London, which is produced by my own people and your people. Why? They understand and they have learned, one, our market. Two, they understand what it takes to have all the, the processes in place and to preserve those leaves to at least for a while, and they can sell it. The financing that you need to, 88% of farmers doesn't have access to this thing, to financing, because we don't have strategy. And you must have that in place for banks to give you loan. There are so many laws in place now, in Israel, the BOI, even the CBN funding. And banks must, in fact, let me tell you one thing. Banks must give loan or else they will be charged for it by CBN. But you must have things in place to prove that you know what you are doing. Then we have poor research and record keeping. Last year, how was the rain? How will it impact this year's planting season and all the rest? Then finally, can we go to the opportunities? The opportunities there is tremendous. I forgot to tell you that you have to look at the kind of crops too, but they can share the slide later. The opportunity is fantastic. The population we have 200 and growing. About 5 years ago when I started farming, Sahel Incorporation, and I will share their details on our platform. Sahel says that in the next 4 or 5 years, Nigeria will be the food hub of Africa. And you are looking over how many billions, at least maybe in the next 500, 600, 700 million people that we have to feed. There is a market for us. We have the productivity and profitability is there too. The demand, you can't meet it. The fertile land that we have is fantastic. Drop anything in Nigeria, it will grow. I'm telling you. But we have to announce that, the fertile land and know what to do. The purchasing power of Nigeria is fantastic too, amongst Africans. I can tell you we are the one that goes around with cash in our pockets and then we buy things again. Then another thing is that you have to know there is support for you. Tremendous. Don't let people tell you that they will not give me that money. You do what is right. Put your process right. Put your, showcase yourself as somebody that is serious. If you come to me and say you want money, you must tell me what you want to do with that money. And that's exactly what government is asking for. So if you need it, there are so many, platforms I can introduce us to, and let us understand the way to go about it bit by bit, and then you can come on board. Finally, I want to appreciate all of you for giving me time to talk to you. And I want to enjoy all of you. Go to your village and start, a farm. Thank you.
Thank you very much. May I questions, please? 1 minute for questions, few minutes. I think I will share. PP Flo, I have your permission to share the slides.
Please, go ahead.
Okay. So please, questions, please.
Good morning, my president.
I didn't communicate.
Morning.
Good morning, my president.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, fellow Rotarians. I want to know when are we coming for the harvest? Because
every 4 months there is something that we are harvesting.
So there has to be some harvest party or something. So please invite me so that I can also come and see the harvest, and then I can also now be encouraged to latch on. Thank you, my people.
Good morning, my PP.
Good morning, Mr.
Thank you for the presentation. One of the challenges in farming is pilfering, theft, personnel. Yes. How have you been able to manage that part?
Okay. You can't, there's no way you can completely eradicate that. Unfortunately, that is the Nigerian in so many organizations, and it's not limited to farming. But I've been lucky because, I have my dad around, and he's been the one that is actually helping me behind the scene. But what I've done is that to make them co-owner of the business. You understand? So what we get, share. If we cassava that how many hectares did we harvest this time around? How much are we getting from it? So once they know that it's as much as they harvest that we sell, and I make them to sell it themselves because I know how much a bag of the cassava will be. So we share the the profit. So that way now, in fact, they are looking for tractor. You understand? I should buy them tractor, they will produce more. So I think when you make them co-owner of the business or the venture, they tend to be more committed than thinking that maybe you just pay me and I will go another. But that doesn't completely eradicate it. You understand? But I just hope we get to that level of them understanding that the better we produce and sell and make profits, the better for all of us. But essentially, that's what I do. I make them co-owner of it.
Thank you very much,
PP Flo. Can I say something?
because of time, I think we can private chat PP Flo. She's one of our own. She will, in fact, we will have to organize a retraining. PP Flo, you have to do one Saturday training for us so that you will expand more on each of these aspects, because some of us are planning to go into farming. So with you in the house, I don't think we need to spend money outside to get a consultant. Thank God for giving us a consultant. I'm going to plead with our data president, Veteran Mike Ileka, who is online, to please appreciate PP Flo on behalf of the club. Thank you. Please unmute yourself, sir.
Yes, I have my president, KG, PP Flo. I'm so excited, being part of this, I thank the president. This is a very focused meeting. Thank you for the road you're chatting. I thank PAG for the project we are going to do today. Very monumental. And the icing on the cream, PP Floxy. Brilliant, very brilliant. Please, I endorse what she just said. We need to have a full day, or maybe about 1 hour or two, for you to expand on this. I know you rushed through it. You did a fantastic job in 10 minutes. Thank you very much. You are rich in knowledge on this farming, and many of us will be interested to know a little more. So on behalf of the club, I want to thank you and commend you. Bless your farming. It will continue to grow, and you will continue to, feed Nigerians. Thank you very much on behalf of Egbeyemi'S. We'll see today. I'll be there today to see you. I hope you'll be there.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
all right,
my charter president. Thank you. Thank you, my president.
Thank you very much. Thank you, PP Flo. Back to our agenda.